Okay, so we're here today to have a little chat through all the different fabric choices that you could use for your vintage dreaming makes. So our vintage dreaming ebook came out a few weeks ago, and it features 5 different patterns, all with a sort of vintage vibe. And we've given fabric suggestions in the ebook, and we've talked about this a little bit, but we wanted to give you a bit more inspiration and sort of help point you towards some different fabrics that will be perfect for your vintage dreaming makes.
Yeah, and I think also it's important to sort of say that we are today wearing some of the patterns from there, but I think you don't really think we'll probably look that vintagey today. So in a quite everyday way. So I've got the Marilyn blouse on with some jeans, and this was what I made in the sew along, and I made this out of like a poly viscose kind of cotton, so it's got some drape to it, which is great.
And I've got it's a mashup of the Miriam and Marilyn, but it's a little bit chilly outside, so I've just chucked a jumper over on top.
Yeah, which is
Can
great.
I dress it down?
Yeah, dress it down, but also shows you how you could wear these in winter too.
Yes, yeah, this would be fine with tights on and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Good to go.
So that's what we wanted to do a bit with these fabrics, to show you, explain, you know, what you could use them for, but also different times of the year, because it doesn't have to just be in the summer.
Yes, definitely.
So should we start with Marilyn?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got our fabrics here, which are the lovely cotton poplins, which we used for a lot of the samples. And these two particularly, and the one that Rosie's got, the elderflower press, they would all be perfect. So that's an easy kind of choice, because you know that they've got enough structure. So you could also use a cotton lawn. There would be nothing against that, but I wouldn't use a viscose for the dress, because you need the structure really to kind of hold.
That skirt, I think, does like a cotton,
and it's going to need, because it's going to have to hold the weight of it, and I just think it wouldn't work. But you could use a viscose though for the blouse.
Yeah, the version that Chantel wore in all of the photos, that was a viscose linen, and it's got a little bit more drape to it, and it does hold that shape quite nicely.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, really nice actually. So yeah, viscose linen would be a good combo. I mean, I'm not sure if straight viscose would work.
No, it would definitely be a softer look.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. I mean, it's not saying that it wouldn't work, because it doesn't need to hold a weight of a skirt on it. It's just the top, but it just, softens it. So, and probably makes it a bit more casual, actually.
Yeah, I think so. I think you could maybe, if you combine that with quite a contemporary print, would make it so different.
Yes, or even just a plain fabric. I always think a way to make something more contemporary is to make it in a plain.
Yes.
Something can have that look effect as well. So that would be for Marilyn. I'm just trying to think of any other fabric. Obviously straight linen as well, you could make it out of. So that's those two. Maybe we should move on to Miriam.
Yes.
So very annoying, Marilyn and Miriam. So Miriam.
Miriam's pretty similar really, isn't it? That ideally you want to start with a cotton or something that's going to hold that structure of the skirt. Yeah. Because it's got sort of a slight curve around the hips, and I think that just holds it nicely, that shape.
Yes. But I was thinking for like a party season, Christmas time, you could do it in a velvet or something.
I was going to say something else, but yes, that.
Yeah, you could, if it was a not too heavy velvet because of the gowns and things. Or you could make the version without the.
Yes,
But that would be really quite nice as a strappy evening dress.
Definitely. I was thinking of maybe if you used a brocade.
Oh yeah.
If you lined, you used the lining as something else, so didn't have the double layer of brocade. You just had a lining fabric on the inside.
Look lovely.
So glam.
Very glam. Quite bridesmaidy as well. I think also now we're going down that route. It would be lovely to do like a layer of tulle or sort of chiffon or something on the skirt. And then you could mount the bodice, and you could get a really lovely.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Pretty kind of dress for an occasion. So cotton, that probably again not viscose.
No.
You need it wouldn't work. The structure of the bodice you need to have.
Yeah, that's another one that we used for Chantel's was the linen viscose, the pink version.
Yeah, definitely linen. So I've got that here. That's that really would
But we did back this in sort of a lightweight cotton voile, just to give it that little bit of structure, because we also used it for the jacket.
Did you back it for the dress as well?
I believe we did, yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're getting nods. So so that's a way of actually if you fall in love with the fabric colour or print, and you're like, oh, it's just not got enough body, you can mount it. So mounting it is when you cut it out exactly the same, and it's not lining, because you basically, so whatever your mounting fabric is, that goes right sides up, and then you take your other fabric and that goes well, you can have it right sides up. I guess if you're mounting it with lace, then you would always have the right side up because you'd see through.
Oh yeah.
But it wouldn't matter if it's something that's not that's opaque. But yeah, and then you just stitch round it, and then you can treat it as though it's, I'd say,
one piece.
One piece, yeah. The only thing you need to think about is darts and things. You don't want to have too much bulk, so you might need to trim down the dart.
Yes, yeah. But it's totally possible, like you say, if you fall in love with a print and maybe the fabric's not perfect, there's usually a way to kind of
Have we done mounting on stitch?
No, I was just thinking that.
That would be really good. Right, watch this space. We'll do a thing on mounting, because I think it is a technique that's not used. I know it from couture days. We used to do it a lot because we'd often work with silks that were just not strong enough. Yeah. Not had enough body, but it's such a useful thing to know how to do, because it means you can just use something. And also if you know, lace or anything that's maybe a bit transparent, then yeah, it still means you can use it. But anyway, we've gone on to a different thing.
As always.
As always. So this is the fabric from Vera.
Yes.
Yeah. So Vera is the opposite to Miriam and Marilyn in that it needs straight.
It wants that like slinky sort of feel to
soft,
it.
yeah, and it wouldn't work in anything with too much structure. It would just look awful. I think it would look like a costume.
Yes. Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
It'd be too crispy. You want the soft.
A bit Elizabethan.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
With the frill, maybe it would be like Elizabethan ruff rather than a beautiful floaty collar.
Exactly. So it's not going to be Downton Abbey glam elegance. It would, So it needs that. So this crepe is what we used. I actually made a Vera top at the big sew-off.
Oh yes.
I've still got it with one sleeve in and need to finish it. But that would be really nice. This is a polyester crepe. The great thing about polyester is that it will not crease. So some of the really lovely viscose crepes that you can get sometimes really are creasy, and I think in fact the Atelier, there was a reason why we didn't get those in stock. The Atelier Brunette, which is what we use for the Vera, the blue one in the book, it looks beautiful, but you have to be like this at all times, and I cannot sit down, and now I cannot drive, and now I cannot do anything because I'm just going to crease and crumple. So yeah, it's worth thinking about that. But the viscose, the red viscose, is really lovely, like that we use. That's got a really nice amount of body in it.
Yes. And the spotty
one. Yeah,
yes,
and that
was
didn't
beautiful.
Crease. Yeah, and that this is, we've got this back in stock now. If you missed out on this. Esmeralda is back now, and she would make a really lovely Vera as a top or as a dress.
That would be great as well. In this sort of print, would make it so different.
So different.
To the versions
it would not look
done.
vintage at all, would it? No. And we're not trying to say we want it to all look not vintage, but I think it's just trying to give you ideas for versatility of those patterns, you know, in your everyday wardrobe. So yes, you could do crepe, viscose linen. Would that be a bit heavy? I don't know, maybe it'd be okay.
Might be okay, yeah. You might.
Maybe you wouldn't put the frills on, or just on the sleeve, but not maybe on the neck. Yeah,
it would probably work quite nicely for the little fluted sleeve, things like that. But maybe not too many of the other details.
I mean, the other options you can just basically keep it as a simple shift dress.
Yeah,
you can just have a straight sleeve, no frill on that, and that lovely neckline, which is sort of a soft V. Yeah. So that could work. Anyway, so that's Vera. We've done all the dresses. Should we move on to the separates?
Yes.
Put these down. So, trousers.
Yeah.
Rita. There we go. So this one is an interesting mix of a kind of, it's like a wool with polyester in there. I don't know if there's or if it's got some viscose in it. I think it hasn't. So that's actually quite good though for trousers to not have that, because then they're not going to crease. So that really, you can see that really
nothing happens to this one.
No. So that's like the trousers, the fabric that we had. Unfortunately, I think we've sold out most of that, and I can't get any back in. But this is very similar. So if you wanted something very vintage, then that would be great. Also stretch cotton. Yeah.
Chantal wore the blue polka dots. Work perfectly in a stretch cotton.
Yeah.
Always helps to have that little bit of stretch, and then you don't have to struggle too much with the fit.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
up and down the side seams.
Yeah, it makes it easy to sew with and press as well. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's your friend, isn't it? And then, but we've also got here the cord. So you could make them out of cord. I don't know if you can see.
Quite cool.
I know. Well, I've
be completely different.
I know, completely different. I've actually cut some of this off for me to make a farrow. Still not done it. But I think this would be really, really nice as those. And I think it's a needle cord. So it's fine enough that you can get that nice point at the top of the back of the trousers.
Yes, yeah, that's true. That's what you don't want with that, is something too bulky.
Yeah.
That's not going to show off that detail nicely.
Exactly. So I think denim would work, but not too heavy a denim.
Yes.
So yeah, just bear that in mind. And yeah, I think those are all the kind of obvious ones. So wool suiting, you know, something with weight to it. You're not going to want to use normal cotton for the trousers, and you could use wool, but you might need to line it to make it less itchy. Yeah. And you can always just line it
like a half,
yeah, which you sometimes get with trousers, so that's an option as well. But I personally will be wearing those a lot in the autumn. I just think that with a nice polar neck, like a fitted polar neck.
Yeah, I think the style of them just kind of elevates. Even if you chuck on a t-shirt, it's just that, because it's got that detail in the back. Just
it's
brings
lovely.
the whole outfit together a bit more.
Lovely. Okay, I'm moving this one out the way. Try not to collapse everything. Okay, and then so yeah, we've got on here 2 wools for the Vivian, and obviously it's not wool season, but Vivian is a nice meaty make, and you might want to sort of start
early.
Yeah, start early.
Or if you're on the other half of the world, actually.
Course. Yeah, that's true. You might want it now. And so I really wanted Vivian to work as both, and actually the one that Chantal was in was just pure linen or linen.
Yeah.
And then I had a wool one, and so basically you can wear them, you know, make them out of either. Yeah. So all year round, really, that coat.
No,
so
definitely.
Nice dressy coat for a wedding, or for a kind of summery occasion, or in the spring when you want to have a coat like that, but still very lightweight. But then as a wool, really very wearable.
So cozy.
Yeah, and I really want to make one in a black Melton wool or a navy Melton wool.
Super classy.
Yeah, but I'll just then wear all the time, because I get so annoyed in the winter that often my long skirts stick out of my longer coat. So I have short coats to wear with skirts, but what if it's cold?
I know, when you have one that just ends sort of round your bum and it looks a bit weird.
Just looks a bit mumsy. Yeah, that's probably not, but it's just a bit like it's just not. Yeah. So this has been the pattern that I feel has been missing in my wardrobe all these years, because all these times when I've worn Betty dresses and full skirts and been like, I just don't have a coat that goes with it. So yeah, and the quick way to kind of make there's no quick way to make this coat, but you can cut out the welts if you don't want to. But I did do the sew-along on them, so if you want to know how to do them, there's a sew-along how to do that. But yeah, I think personally I don't like putting pockets in coats like that, because I think it will ruin the line. Even like front, because you're not. Well, yeah, because it will start to distort. If you put things in it and you put a lot of weight in it, it'll start to misshapen the handbags. Anyway,
it's the way forward.
So yeah. Anyway, I think that's probably enough options of fabric, but hopefully that's given you some ideas. We'll put links to the fabrics in the description box. But yeah, we're doing. I think this video is going to come out before
we show off our fancy makes. Yeah.
So we've got our lovely makes from the vintage ebook that the team have done, that we're going to be putting up soon. So watch this space.
Yes.
If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.